Hey everyone, and welcome to the Hair Healer Podcast. I'm the host, Colleen Dixon, aka the Hair Healer. On my show, I interview clients, hairstylists, healers, friends, family, people in the beauty industry, and sometimes just a person with a story. We discuss their lives, healing journeys, astrology, inner child healing, spirituality, trauma, hopes, dreams, and everything in between. All questions are channeled to me in the moment while doing the interview. My hopes is to give a raw and uncensored view into someone's world and soul in hopes to raise the consciousness of the planet and bring connection back into the world. Now join me and let's go exchange some energies. Hey everyone, and happy Monday. It's the Hair Healer. I hope everyone had a happy 4th of July. I know it's not a typical 4th of July that we're used to. It's a weird 4th of July. It's a new normal 4th of July, but it's not going to be a forever 4th of July. I'm just here to remind you that this will not be forever. I know it feels like it, and I know everything's surging back up or whatever the hell is going on, but in times like this, it can be very hard to think that there's ever going to be an end or things will ever be different again. But I can promise you, there will be an end. There will be many more 4th of Julys where we're with our families with no masks and doing whatever we want and just living life, you know? And it's important for me, what helps me stay in the moment is gratitude, right? Again, even in those moments, right? Making sure being grateful for those moments, but in these moments, right? Enjoying these tiny, tiny moments. So whatever you're doing, be grateful for whatever you did for the 4th of July. Be grateful for whatever you're doing at this moment. Be grateful if you're driving and listening to this. Be grateful if you have food in your refrigerator. Be grateful for whatever it is in those small moments. And I promise you, this will all shift out. We will all be together again, happy, and things will be different. One day, who knows when that'll be. Let me just tell you. So currently I'm actually recording this on Friday night. So let's hope like aliens don't come over and take over on the 4th of July. But, cause I don't know, maybe second season I'll get better with it, but it's just like, I record Monday's intro whenever I can over the weekend. And right now I don't have my kids and it's Friday night, but let me just tell you the week I've had, let me tell you the last 24 hours with Mercury still in retrograde, things you just have to get used to everything going wrong. Okay. And just be totally powerless and accepting of it. I'm like 3 weeks in now, maybe since I announced and starting of my business and taking everything. And I'm doing some clients and as I'm building all this stuff and doing season 2. And so I have some keratins coming up next week. And 2 weeks ago, I ordered keratin, not thinking that the entire world is also ordering it. And a lot of hairstylists are probably still doing it at home or doing whatever they're doing. And it's like back ordered. It's like not coming in yet. And I was like, okay, we're getting closer to these like couple keratins I have to do before I go away to the beach. And it's still not coming. So this week rolls up and it's like still not here yet. And I need it by Sunday. And I start calling around to the places I know carry it. And they're like, yeah, we have it's like opening season right now in Philly and no one's been doing hair or shouldn't have. And no one has it. They're like, yeah, we don't even know when we're going to get it. They all kind of gave me a little bit of an attitude, but whatever. So I'm like kind of freaking out, but again, I think this is going to happen. I am going to make this happen. So I'm like calmly freaking out on the inside. And I go to do a client and I have to call another client. I'm like, look, I got to figure this out. Like I will be there because I finally called around. It's available. They have one left in freaking Delaware. And I had to get there then. So I called my client. I said, hey, I'm going to be an hour late. I'm sorry. I got to drive to Delaware. I'll explain, long story. Flew down to Delaware, got it, the last one. That felt like a breath of fresh air. And then I got back, one about the client. The next day, again, I had to get up, do hair. I wash my capes every day when I get home. You know, each one has a new cape and a fresh whatever. And I left them in the dryer, get to my first client, and I realized I have nothing. Then I go down to Cosmo Prof. They're only curbside only, so I have to call. She brings them out. The only capes they have are $30 each, shampoo cape, and I need 4 of them. I said, whatever, just give it to me. Do you know what I mean? I'm grateful that you have it, you know, and laugh. So it gets better. So, you know, I go throughout my day. And then my last client, let me tell you, I said Mercury retrograde is a shady little bitch over, it is a shady little bitch, but our GPSs are even more of a shady little bitch over Mercury retrograde. And it keeps taking me to the wrong places or like telling me to turn. And then when I get there, it's like, oh, wait, no, like it's gaslighting me. My GPS is literally gaslighting me. And so I get to this house and I'm like, first I pull up, I'm like, oh, this is a weird house for like them having 3 kids. There's like no kid stuff out here, but okay, whatever. And she's like, yeah, just come around back. She texted me and I'm trying to get my stuff. And I go to the front. I didn't see her. I ring the bell. No one answers. And I go around back. And that's when she responded like, yeah, just come around back. I go around back. And oh yeah, I stepped on a bee, so I got stung, and I go around back and I start sitting up. And again, like, I'm like, I don't hear kids. I have kids, so I know how crazy they are. And I said, this backyard, as I started sitting up, is like really good. Like for not having children, like I mean, for having children, there's like not one kid toy in here. And then it hit me. I'm like, holy shit, I'm at the wrong house. And I'm like starting to sit up. So at that moment, I look at my phone and she's calling me. She's like, I don't see you. I'm like, oh my God, I got to get my stuff and all of it out of here. I don't even know where I am. I've been lurking around this person's house and I just went to the backyard and I got out. And then I went and it was fine. And again, those just like this crazy miscommunication. I've talked about that. Everything just goes kind of all over and haywire. We're almost done. I think it's done the 12th, July 12th or 13th. And then we have a little bit of a post shadow period. And then traveling will be smoother. Things will be smoother. But Mars just moved into Aries. And I don't know about you, I've been working nonstop and I want to work nonstop. I have this drive in me that I can't get rid of doing just stop. And that's Mars. Mars is in its home sign in Aries. So Mars is the warrior. It's the fighter. It's a malefic planet. So it's not really it's not our best planet. All right. I'll just be honest with you. But for hard work, for soldiers, for things like that. Yes. For like that kind of soldier type of energy. It's very good. It's good for business. It's good for grinding. It's good for all that. But it also brings a lot of death, destruction, mayhem, and just boom. You know what I mean? Like Saturn's like our grandfather. And I feel like, pardon me, Mars is like the drunken uncle or something. I don't know. The drunken mean uncle, or the uncle when he's like mean when he's drunk. I don't know. And it just comes down and there's a square to Saturn and we have a few other things. So we're moving into some intense energy right now too. And it's to the sun, we're just like tempers are kind of flaring in general right now. I think the world is so separated again. Like it's, all of our separations are coming up now we have like the masks and the not mask wearer, what's really going on, what's not going on. And so it's like, again, it feels like it will never end. But I'm here to remind you it will end eventually. But right now we're in a revolution of some sort. Everything is changing. This happened to change because everything needs change, right? I know for those of you who don't like change, whatever, it's hard, but it's guaranteed. It's the only thing we're going to die and things are going to change. That is what we're guaranteed in life. I can promise you that. And it can be very, very scary for a lot of people just to go with that change, but a lot of things needed to happen. And unfortunately, there's parts to change. Things just don't change overnight and things just don't, there has to be awareness. So the awareness part comes from destruction in some way, right? We gain awareness usually from very hard times, from destructing whatever is in our life. Okay. And then we rebuild. So unfortunately, we as a country, collectively, personally, I know my entire life has changed over the last couple of months and we are in the destruction part. Okay. We're just tearing down things that were familiar, but aren't good or just needed to be changed. And that is in so many different areas of the world. And soon we will get to 2021. We'll be rebuilding and we'll start to rebuild. We'll have a little more tearing down, but we will rebuild. And just remember, when you're in these moments, when you're in these uncomfortable moments of change and pain and ugly and darkness and not knowing where it's going to go and grow and how it's going to look on the other side, there is another side. There is always another side. There's always a shift. The pendulum always shifts. There cannot be good without bad. There cannot be bad without good, no matter what that is. So again, I promise you, whatever you're feeling right now, I'm sure everyone's kind of maybe a little bit depressed because we probably just had a kind of a depressing 4th of July weekend, I'm guessing, if we didn't get abducted. And because again, I'm recording this part at Friday night, but it won't last forever. All right. I promise you that. And just if you're feeling just depressed or negative, try and just like do a gratitude list, even if it's begrudgingly and you're annoyed about it. Just be like, all right, what, real quick in your head. All right, I'm pissed off at the world. And I'm just like, don't like anything right now. But what do I like? What can I be grateful for? And it's interesting. You'll see your mood start to rise up, even if you start writing affirmations out. Like I know it's that extra step, but it's crazy. Putting that, your mind then changes. Your mind switches a chemical on and it changes an emotion. It will make you feel better. I promise you that. Let me get into this episode. We're getting near the end. I should be on Monday releasing, I should today be releasing what the prizes for the end of season contest and once the rules, not regulations. I think just that word goes with rules, but the rules, everything are hopefully today as you're listening it or tonight or tomorrow. You never know with me. But again, I'm getting better with my skills, but only this episode, another episode I was going to finish with, but now I think I'm going to end it on my own, just little talking episode, thanking everyone and whatnot. So let me jump into this. Kenyetta is she's my soul sister. When I started Capriotti Salon, she was the assistant there. She had started a few months prior to me and we instantly just hit it off. She's a Scorpio. And we just were laughing. She kept me laughing all the time. And we had our good moments, our bad moments, together. We were always there for each other. And we were together for a few years. So when I started this, I knew that I really wanted her on here. And she was an important part of the salon and in my life and in my journey. And I think it was fun to kind of have her on there. And I guess I shouldn't be drinking something, while I'm recording this. But anyway, I'm excited to have her on there. And she just brings so much hope no matter what. She has a lot of health issues. She got pregnant at 16. She lost her virginity and she just keeps going through life with a smile on her face. And I just love her dearly. And I'm excited about this episode. We can talk about the salon. We can go there. It's going to be a really good episode. Oh, and before I forget, I also went and picked up my stuff from the salon today. So sad. I cried for 2 days. I did not want to do it. And I can't believe I'm closing that chapter. I'm so grateful because the first 20 episodes were recorded there. It all started at Capriotti Salon, everything. They allowed me to be me. They allowed me to start this. And it's just so much change is happening so fast. Thank you, everyone who's been riding with me through this and going the ups and downs and continue to ride and support. I love you all. I love everyone so much. You guys are really amazing. Let me jump into this episode. Again, if you want to find out what the contest is, what you want to win, whatever it is, please check me out on Instagram at the Hair Healer 1111. If you want to be on the show or you have a question, you want to leave a comment, please feel free to email me the Hair Healer Podcast at yahoo.com. All right, let's jump into this episode with Kenyetta. Hey guys, and welcome back to the Hair Healer Podcast. I'm super excited about tonight's episode. I feel like I'm rebirthing what the Hair Healer, kind of merging what I originally started with. And currently I'm doing it on a Friday night, which the first 18 episodes are recorded at the salon with clients. And I am currently with a former employee and assistant and soul sister, best friend, everything. Kenyetta, say hello, Kenyetta.
Hello, hello.
So you were at the salon with me for, 3 years, 4 years?
I think it was maybe, because I was there for maybe 2.5.
Okay, so I came right after you started. And of course, just when I had sent her confirmation about doing this tonight, she's like, yeah, let's get it. Let's go talk some shit. And that is the epitome of, I don't know, that was just so, I was going to say the core of our relationship, but it was so much more than that. We were literally the minute we met, soul sisters.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. We had that bond. I don't know why, but we had that damn bond.
That damn bond. And I was thinking of all the stuff. I was thinking of different funny memories of the salon fights, not between you and I, but other people.
Oh my God. What was her name? The lady with the wig. The lady with the wig.
Tracy.
That's
the fight I was thinking of actually when I was outside. I was still smoking cigarettes, never, and she came out and you two, and I said, you know what, I'm just going to go back inside and buy my business.
Oh my gosh, she got on my nerves so damn bad. Always taking pictures of little bits of hair. I'm it's nothing that you can what's wrong with you? What's wrong?
Funny. It's funny the years to look at because as hairstylists, we are a little bit crazy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the good, the bad, and the ugly. So when we get into fights, they're the funniest fights, I feel and over something stupid, the drama, the chaos, which, which is really fun. Luckily, we didn't have too much. Now, Kenyetta is in Philadelphia, and I'm starting to, in the next couple weeks, hopefully start to do more of these in person. But how has your COVID lockdown been over there? I mean, we're only a half hour away from each other, but...
Yeah, but we've been in here for since it started, we was in here for maybe the whole entire time. When they locked it down, we did not see anyone. And plus, like I said before, my dad was in the hospital, and then he contacted COVID. So,
Wow. While he was in the hospital?
Yeah. Yep. After after he had a cardiac arrest, he like 5 months he was in the hospital, and then he went to like a rehab, and he caught COVID-19. So he had to stay there even longer.
Wow.
But
now, how is he now? Is he okay now?
Yeah, he's okay now. I mean, it's a long road because he cannot walk as well as he used to. His brain is not as well as it used to be. So it's, a long road, but, we got through it.
Have you gone out of the house yet?
Yeah, we've been out of the house now.
Okay, so now
we've been out of the house. We went to IKEA.
Oh, IKEA's open?
Right. Huh?
IKEA's open?
Yes, IKEA's open.
I went to Old Navy tonight. I actually thought about it because I know you, and there was a lot of sales.
I love my sales.
I know. I've missed it. So did you learn anything about yourself? Were you surprised about it in yourself, being locked in, about you? Anything different?
How I can just stay in the house and just enjoy myself. My family can stay in the house and not go crazy. We didn't go crazy. Like some people was like, oh, I'm going crazy. We didn't go crazy. We was like perfectly fine with it. We started doing gardening work, buying flowers.
I loved it. Love the garden.
Did the pine thing and all of that stuff. So it was just like a peaceful calm for us. Like it wasn't chaotic. It was just a peaceful calm.
Something that I've always known about you, and it just reminded me in that moment, is that you always, for some reason, or it's a good thing, I think with you, you find happiness in small things and joy in small things.
Like I don't care. Like I can be happy with just anything. Like just anything. And I don't have to have much. You know what I mean? Like it's not about having things or I need this. Like the people that was protesting about they need their haircuts or they need to go shopping. I didn't care. Like me, it's just like I just like being with me. Some people don't like being with themselves.
You love being with your son, which is good. I do too. And you do, and your little family. I've always loved it's you and your son, and you have an older son. What, he's 30? Yeah. How old is he now, right?
He's 30.
Well, I want to talk about that journey too, but your family, again, it's just like seeing the three of you, seeing you on Facebook, seeing you throughout the years, as long as I've known you, is just like, it's refreshing because again, you are happy. And what I see and what I've known of you is all three of you have found happiness in like the small moments. And I think that is one of the keys to happiness.
Definitely. Because like, you can't be mad. Like I'm telling you, like the whole situation with me, with my, first it was endometriosis. Yeah. Now it's multiple sclerosis. But people are like, oh, I kind of forget that you had that because you never like complain about it. But I said to myself, why complain about it? Because why like say, oh my God, I hurt. This hurts, or, I can't do this. Like, why? There's nothing that I can do about it but live my life. So I need to just live my life and not worry about what I have. Because at the end of the day, that's all I have.
That's a beautiful reminder. Now, when you were at the salon, you didn't know it was MS, and I know that was a more recent discovery. And like, I want to talk about that. What were the signs? When did you get diagnosed? 2 years ago now? I remember it being.
It's been a year now. So, first I was working at Nordstrom Rack, and then I decided to go out and not be there in a big store. I found this little boutique and became a little store manager at the boutique. But for some odd reason, I got sick. And normally I really don't get sick that much. So I got the flu. Then I got pneumonia at the same time.
At the same time?
At the same time. At the same exact time. And then I went blind. Like I could not see at all.
Was it you woke up, or were you doing something and you went blind?
So I was at work, right? And I got off and I was driving, And I just thought like, oh, it's super foggy out here. So I'm just like steady driving and I can't fucking see anything, but just like a little bit. But at
Oh my
least I
God.
wasn't on like the expressway. So I
You
worked.
were thinking it was just foggy out.
Yes, I thought it was fog. And like, the next day I woke up and it still was like super foggy. And I'm like, what is going on? I don't understand. And my nose was hurting. So I'm like, oh, it must be a sinus infection. And then I told my husband, I don't feel right. Like, I can't see. Is something wrong? We went to urgent care, and the lady was like, oh, this is not a sinus infection. You need to go to Will's Eye. But once we went there, the fogginess became, I cannot see now. Like, I
Holy
cannot
shit.
see. I only can see from my peripherals, but not from straight ahead.
Oh my God.
Like everything disappeared. Like if you walk from the side, you gone. I couldn't see anything, but I didn't freak out.
I
So
was just going to say to you, how did you remain calm?
I did not freak out. I just was still like normal about it. Like, like I was scared, but I didn't freak out. Like it was kind of weird that I didn't freak out that I couldn't see.
Yeah.
Like I could still see from the sides, but I just believed that I knew that it was going to come back eventually. I just was like, all right, let me just not freak out. Let me just deal with what's going on and it'll come back. It'll come back, but I stayed in the hospital for like a week with high dose of steroids. And then they took me off and I came home and the shit came back. I was blind again.
How long after?
Like it was like 3 days later, and then I had to go back to the hospital.
And that's when they found out it was MS?
No, so they didn't. They still didn't know. They called it what was it? Because my eyes was like super swollen. I forgot what it was called. And then they was like, okay, it'll go away. And then I went to the neurologist and they told me to get off the steroids and let's see what happens. So I got off the steroids. My eyesight was still crazy. And then once I finally got off the steroids, it was like this whole different like reaction to everything. Like my right side, I cannot walk up the steps. I have to walk like sideways because my leg can't lift straight up.
Wow.
The right side is super weak. My eyesight is still blurry, like I barely can read anything. So my phone, if you look at my phone, is 10 times the size. Oh, it's like that, that old people phone with the big giant buttons.
Yes. I love you.
That's how big it is, the words. So when I'm texting somebody, it looks like it's super long, but it really isn't. It's just giant. But yeah, that's what happened. So like, I'm like, and then the neurologist was like, yeah, let's do what is called, it's called Ocrevus. It's like a what is it, injection, sort of like when people get chemotherapy.
Okay.
So you go there for hours. You get hooked up to the IV and you stay there for like from 7 to 3 o'clock or 4, long time. You get in like Benadryl to get from side effects from, it won't like close your throat up because that's what it would do. Makes you super sleepy and takes away all the pain because I have a high thing of pain. Like it's like over a 10, but now I kind of like deal with it.
Where was the pain the most? Was it all over?
Huh?
Where was the pain the most? All over?
It's in the middle of my back and on the side of my leg.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. So it's not, it never goes away. It's always there constantly. So I just learned to deal with it. Because it's nothing that you can do. They don't know. Like
they don't know. How do you deal with it?
It's an autoimmune disease. So autoimmune diseases are very hard to diagnose, try to figure out what they can give. So that's something that they still working on because autoimmune diseases are totally crazy and different. So I take gabapentin, which is a seizure medicine for the pain. So I don't seizures, it's just for the pain.
Okay.
It's a non-narcotic. It's really It doesn't work. It's the shit. It doesn't work, but
I know people that have taken that for anxiety too. Yeah,
yeah,
it's a very, it doesn't really do much for pain, but it probably just maybe lightly calms your nerves, right?
yeah. It lightly calms my nerves and make me the fuck sleepy at the same time. Oh, and then now I also like, before Colleen, I was like, oh, I don't smoke weed. I don't do this. So now I take THC
Good for you.
underneath the tongue. So, I'll be like,
Then you're good. I mean, there's amazing benefits with that. I'm sure there's all kinds going with
it
MS.
works.
Did you get your license?
Yes, I do have that.
Nice. Me too.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So
And
what
it really works. It works perfectly. Oh my God.
And we don't need to keep giving out these narcotics, these pills.
No, it really works. It does. It helps me go to sleep. It takes away the pain.
Good.
It's amazing.
Good. So what was the hardest adjustment that you've noticed, or like life change that you had to make since finding out with all the health stuff?
Well, stop working. Like I
So there's
really
no more working?
Yeah, I really can't like do anything just because I can't really read stuff. And like on the computer, it's like super hard for me to like the light and everything. I have a problem with the light. Like this light is fine because it's a lamp and it got the shade. But like if it's super bright, it affects my eyes. And in the summertime, I have to wear ice packs all over me because if I get overheated, my eyesight goes away. So that's one of the weirdest things.
Wait, so if you get too overheated, your eyesight goes away?
Yep.
For how long?
Well, it happened in the summertime last year. That's when I noticed it. We went on the beach, and then all of a sudden I started getting overheated, and then my eyes was like getting the cloudiness starting to come in, and I started freaking out. I really started freaking out then because I didn't want it to come back.
And you knew what was happening.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God. So I started pouring water on myself, drinking water, putting the ice, putting it down my titties, going everywhere, putting it everywhere. And then it started I start cooling off and then it started clearing up. So I was like, all right. So the neurologist was like, well, this is what you're going to have to do. You have to wear these ice packs. So when I was out doing the protests.
Yes, I saw you.
The lady thought that I had some bombs or something. I was like, oh no, it's just ice packs.
Wait, was it a security guard or like a security or just someone
like
regular?
Another protesting lady, and she was next to me, and she was a teacher, and she was like, what's that right there? I was like, oh, it's just ice packs. I have MS. I get overheated, I'll lose my eyesight. So it's just ice packs.
I'm sorry, what a loaded answer. She was probably like, sorry, I'm sorry.
She was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. She was like, why you gotta have the ice packs? I said, I get overheated and my eyesight will go away. So it's like down my bra, in the back of my ass, sticking out. I have to find like the flat ones that make them look like bombs.
Like that.
So people won't ask me shit like, oh, what is that? It's sticking out. Oh, it's an ice pack. Why you got it there? Oh, I got to explain every time. Like, oh, it's, for overheating.
It is funny, like the way people just kind of like I randomly ask things like that. Like I can randomly ask people whatever, but when like I would never look at your chest and see something that maybe looked off, be like, oh, hey, what's that down there?
Well, I guess because she was right there, and then it was like in the back of my ass. It was in the back of my ass through the shirt, and the shirt blew up. So she's like, "What's that?" And I was like, "Oh, it's an ice pack." Like I don't care about it. She was like, "Oh, well, why you have that on?" I was like, "Oh, such and such. I get overheated." But yeah,
you know what I love about you is that you just like initially I really laughed about you saying, oh, what you had said to her, your response is that you say it in just such like this sort of like, okay, like life, what, just.
Yeah, it's just like, whatever, and she was like, oh, okay. And then I just went on back to, black such and such.
Where did you go? Where did you protest?
We were in like the Upper Darby School District, and it was like four corners. And it was like people on that side, it was just a whole bunch of people with their signs and
yeah,
going,
How was it?
It was good. I was like, okay. that was my first time doing the protest. But look, I was like,
Yeah.
look, it's time for a change.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. How did your body feel after that, doing something like that? Did it hurt?
Horrible.
It did.
Horrible. Colleen, I was like, oh my God. It felt like somebody done beat the shit out of me. But
Oh. Now, you have been through so much adversity. And again, just with the smile on your face, and you've helped me so many times. Now, I want to talk about your first son because I had Carla Jones on here, which I don't know if you listened to her episode, and is one of the quarantine series. And she got pregnant the first time she ever had sex, lost her virginity. And I said, there's only one other person I know that happened to.
Yeah.
And that is Mrs. Kenyetta right here herself. Go ahead. Can we talk about that? Like you lost your virginity and got pregnant.
Yep. The first time too. And protection.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Protection. Not without protection.
Did your mom believe you when you told her that it was protection? Did your mom believe you when you told her you used protection?
Yeah, she believed me because I wasn't having that shit. So she was like, all right, it's okay. So my mom is the coolest mom ever. She was like, it's okay. All right, let's go to the hospital and, to the doctor and see what's going on. And that'll be that. We'll be fine. She was like, we'll be fine. I'll help you do everything. And she did. But, but the first time I'm like, oh, really? It had to be me, right?
It had
to be me.
Ooh, you're a strong mom. So how did it feel having a child at 16?
Well, I was already like an old lady, and 16 years old. I'm just an old lady. I just took my responsibilities and did what I had to do. Got my jobs like I always did what I have to do, buy my son stuff. He was my little best friend. We talked to each other, went to the movies, do all of that stuff. So, that was our childhood together. Basically.
So you two grew up together?
Yeah, basically.
Do you have, for anyone, I don't know who half the listeners are, but anyone that's listening, do you have any advice for young moms? People that get pregnant at 6, scared and what helped you during that time? I'm sure there was some fear there.
I mean, like some 16-year-olds that get pregnant, they don't have that type of mom that would, be there for them and help them through the whole situation. Like I was lucky to have that mom that, be there for me and my brothers. I had them and I didn't, go through a hard time. I mean, the only thing I went through that was like weird was in school because, that was a long time ago. And they didn't want to have anybody in school that was pregnant. So I had to go to a pregnancy school.
Wait, you had to go to a pregnancy school?
Yes.
How many people were in the pregnancy school?
It was about, I say about maybe 11 of us.
Was it all the schools, like everyone in the district, and then every school, like all the pregnant girls went to one school? Is that what that?
Yeah, it was in Temple.
Crazy.
Temple University is where it was at. And we met this one girl. She was 10 years old, pregnant.
Wow.
We couldn't even believe it. I'm like, 16 is like, no, I was 15 actually, because I had my son at 16. So I had him at 16, but I was 15 when I was pregnant.
Okay. Do you remember talking to the 10-year-old?
Yeah, we was like, what happened? And she was like, oh, it was my boyfriend and that was it. Like,
wow.
And she ain't really talk to us anymore. She just was like, I guess she just didn't know what to say. And she didn't even come back there either. We seen her maybe 2 days and she didn't come back.
Wow. I wonder whatever happened to her.
I know. That's what we were saying. I was like, what happened? But yeah, we went there, which was the weirdest thing.
Hold on. Was this public school and then they sent you to there because you got pregnant in public school?
Yep. In public school, West Philadelphia High. We went to the pregnancy school in Temple University. It was Temple University up in North Philly.
Wow.
And it was right across the street from the college.
So
Yep.
what did they approach you like when you were showing? It was like, or it was like, oh yeah, you can't come here, or like we need you to, or did you tell that? How did that ever happen?
So when I came to school, when my belly started getting big, they noticed it. And I was just coming to school regular, I didn't think anything of it. I'm going to school, and my belly all big, going to school. And then one of the counselors was like, could you come to the office? And I came to the office, and then they sat down and they talked to me, and it was like, well, we're going to have to you're going to have to go to this pregnancy school because we can't allow, you to go to school pregnant because that will influence the other kids.
Oh my God.
My mom was like,
that.
Mom was like pissed off. My mom was so pissed off. She cussed them out so freaking bad. She's like, really? This is 19. It was like 1990. Yeah. Almost.
No, yeah. I mean, it's not, that feels like this maybe would have happened in like 1960.
Yeah, she was like, this is 1990. What are you talking about? Like, are you fucking crazy? Such and such, but it wasn't nothing that she can do. I had to go. And I went there and then wound up getting left down because they never sent all my homework to the school.
They never did?
Never did. I did all the homework, did all the stuff. They supposed to have mailed it off back to the school so I can go to the 12th grade, which I should have graduated in 1992, but I didn't. I graduated in 1993.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But that like makes people, when you get left down, people, especially you got a child, they thought that I wouldn't like finish school, like I would just drop out, but I didn't because I'm like,
you didn't. You finished.
I'm like, hell with that. I'm going to hell to school.
Yeah.
Not any damn where, showing my kid that, this is what you do. No, that was just my thinking. A lot of people don't think that way, but that was just my thinking. I'm like, I'm not doing that. Not showing my kid that you got to be irresponsible and dropped out of school just because you got a kid. No, you still can go to school. Yeah. I'm like, I got left down. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that and just keep going. And that's what I did. So,
and look at you now. You have always been such a strong-willed woman, which is one of the things I love about you. It is. So what is your mom like that? Like what gave you that strong, powerful, feminine voice? Because you got it.
Well, it's not my mom, because my mom is very sweet, but she also is very timid. Oh. My grandma was always like that. My grandma is the strongest person. And I think I took after her because my mom is just very kind-hearted. Like she's just super kind-hearted. And anybody can run over her. I guess, so I take up for it. I make sure nobody runs over her and try to do the right thing for her because I'm the only person, that she has.
Did you spend a lot of time with your grandma growing up?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's where you got your sass.
Yes. My grandmama is a church person, but she also cussed so bad in church.
Wait, in church?
In church, calling just any kind of name in church.
Would she be yelling it or like calling someone? Like, what would she?
Yelling it. If like she did like food ministry, the clothing ministry, like if people came to get clothes and stuff like that and food, and if somebody was crazy, she would cuss them out so bad, but it'd be in church. She would not care. And then she'll say, praise Jesus, and go play the piano singing her Jesus song. Oh, yeah.
I think I definitely have only heard you curse maybe 5 people out. I've heard you maybe threaten maybe 100 curse you. So you definitely got that from her.
Yes. I will cuss you out in a minute if you're wrong. Just like today. Oh my God, Colleen, we went to IKEA. Now you have to wear a mask inside the store. It was 2 ladies. Now this store was packed with people. Everybody's wearing a mask. But these two ladies is walking around with no mask on.
Wow.
No mask. Very brave, just walking. And my son is freaking out because, we've been in the house for like a very long time.
Yeah.
Contact just us. Yeah. So he was like, they not wearing masks. Oh my God, they not wearing masks. And I was like, oh no, come on over here. Come on here. Let me go talk to this lady. I was like, excuse me. Do they supposed to wear masks in the store? She was like, yes. And she was like, is nobody wearing a mask? I said, yes, those two ladies right there. Right there. And I didn't care. And she was just steadily looking at me, and I do not give a fuck.
That's my Kenyetta.
I'm like, no, my son is freaking out. I'm like, if we wearing masks, what makes you better than us?
I know. It's, I went to the Jersey Shore twice. And the first time I went was more surprising because that was 3 weeks ago. So the world was still not as maybe open as it is now.
Yeah.
And my kids and I were literally one of the only people wearing masks on the boardwalk. I want to say 90% of people were not wearing it. And they were looking at me like I was crazy. I felt like making myself kids wear it. On the beach, I didn't because, we were in the little circle. But like on the boardwalk, we're like walking.
It's like thousands of people. I'm like, and they said it's like it stays in the air. I'm like, it's not going, people. Just because we're free to do things is not going. It's hot. It might die down, but like, come on.
We need to meet in the middle, right? So meet the middle, compromise.
Yes. I'm like, I don't wear a mask when I walk my dogs.
Yeah.
Like, we go outside, we don't wear a mask. We don't wear a mask to walk the dogs or go around the corner because it's like, it's right here. Yeah. But if I'm going to the store, I'm going to comply to what they say. If I got to wear a mask to get into the store I need to get into, I'm going to put it on. Like, why not wear it? Why be defiant? Like, why be an asshole?
People want to be defiant. It sucks. We all hate it, wearing the masks.
Yes, I fucking hate that mask. I'm sweating. I don't want my tan to be a crosshair, dark brown, vanilla, like light caramel chocolate down the bottom. Like, who wants to be walking around like that?
An ombre.
Not on my face. I don't want that.
No.
But, you got to
do it. We got to do it. For now, what do you think? I went out to eat tonight outside in an outside restaurant.
Oh, cool.
Are you ready to do that yet?
I want to do that. I want to, but if it's too damn hot, I don't want to.
Well, let me tell you, I decided to do it at 4:00, thinking that it would be that not anyone else that has been stuck inside the house in the entire Philadelphia area would also have the same idea to go out on this beautiful night. And I called every restaurant in King of Prussia and pretty much Chester County. All of them were booked solid because they all, except for one, and they said I could walk there. And finally I got in because I went early enough and they had a table, but it was crazy. People are ready to get out and it's like a weird merging of two worlds. Like, I want to know what this time next year looks like. Like, who was right, who was wrong, where are we going to be?
What's going on? Like, what's going on? And second of all, like, he didn't even to me, myself, I'm like, it happened last year with the MS and the whole craziness and the flu and all of that. I'm like, was it here before then? Yeah. Because I never got the flu. I can't get the flu shot because I'm allergic to it. But I never got the flu. Wow. And I never got sick like that.
That was the first time you got the flu?
Yeah. Wow. And I got pneumonia. Colleen, I felt like I was about to die.
And then you lost your eyesight.
Yeah, I seriously felt like I was about to die. All this yellow stuff came up. It was in both of the lungs area. It was just horrible. Just a horrible, horrible feeling. Like, it took everything out of me. Like, I was in bed for a week or so and could not get out. It was terrible. And that's why I was like, was it here way before then?
Yeah,
I could have had the corona. Now I'm just asymptomatic. I done walked around with the corona. Now I'm asymptomatic. Passing it on to other people.
I know. I mean, really, the truth is we have no idea about anything that's going on. The world is totally, but I love it in a way of I feel like we're totally rebuilding. I feel like we're like breaking down old systems that no longer have worked in many certain ways, and we're all rebuilding it up.
But I was kind of glad that it did close. I mean, other people was like pissed that it was closed, but I was happy that it closed because it gave the world a chance to heal. And a lot of people don't think that way. It gave, like, I was like, let me see what the world looked like. And when the news put it on, like what Paris looked like before and what it looked like now, and it was like so brighter, and all the stuff went away, and you see all the creatures coming out, and I was like, that's what it's supposed to be. But people just don't realize that that's what it's supposed to be. Like, you're not looking at the beauty of the world. You're looking at what you need. I need these. I need that.
Wow, what you want. Yeah. You're so right. Instead of being present with our family and being able to slow down and look at our lives and even just evaluate, is this what we want? Is this what I want? You know?
Yeah. You know, figure out what you need. And is this the right, you know, either is this the right person, or is this the right place, or is this like, you know, the right time that I'm supposed to be doing these things? Like all of that. You're supposed to like open your eyes, because it wasn't shit else to do but to open your eyes and see what the fuck was going on. You know?
I'm coming out of
people just were so busy like, oh, I need to get such and such, I need to go here. Like it's like, open your eyes and look what's around you.
Everything, life, that the real purpose of life is around you.
Like, look at it. It's like beautiful. And the air was like smelling a little fresher because shit was moving.
And we were it's good. I'm actually coming out of lockdown 2020, getting divorced for real this time.
Yeah, I figured that. Colleen. You know, I saw it. I already saw it, but I don't say shit. I already knew. I'm like, all right, she did it like a couple of times, you know, tried, but you know,
it was a process, and it had to go to transform me now. It was like one of the most painful experiences, it was one of the most intense, that marriage, painful experiences, painful enough, second most painful to watching my father die. But it helped me transform me, that it's really a beautiful thing and transforming. But what you'll even be prouder of is that I am single, and for real single, and want to stay single. And that's never happened.
But you see, you got to know yourself. This shit opened your eyes. See,
I have to say, because Kenyetta has been there through a lot of relationships, not just this past one. And she's seen me have one lined up before the other, because that was like this pattern that I had to break.
Yeah.
And she was always there, like supporting me, but always would tell me, like, Colleen, you know, you gotta, I do love myself. I know myself, you know, but not to this level. And I couldn't fully grasp it when she would tell me that.
Yes. And see, you know, like it is happy to love yourself, because that person will come along. You don't have to force the shit. Like he will come without you even knowing, you know?
I don't even want anyone. Never again.
No, you're lying, because that's a lie right there. That's a lie. That's a lie.
One day.
It's a person out there, but you don't need to look for him, because he'll find you. Just like mine's found me. Well, wait a minute. I found him because I was like, he's mine.
You did.
Yeah,
wait,
he's mine.
Wait, what was, you know, I think about funny stories, and I don't know what story just popped into my head, but one of my favorite stories about you and your husband is the time that girl was staring at him in the elevator. Do you remember that story?
Yes.
And you didn't you get her to like look her head straight down? I can't remember what happened.
No, he looked his head down. He did not look at her.
But didn't you look at her though? Didn't she?
Yes, I did.
That's what I meant. Yeah, I remember he looked straight down, but I can't remember what you said. I always think about that.
Just try and get him. He don't ever think anybody looking at him, but I sees it. I see, you know, I play that shit just because I'm a black, voluptuous woman. What, you think you're going to get him because I'm a voluptuous woman?
You're voluptuous. You are sexy and beautiful and voluptuous, and you and your husband are amazingly looking together.
Yeah, you know it, Colleen. You know it.
Please. And what I love is you guys have that sort of relationship where like no matter like you guys spend every minute together and you're like I'm sure I know you guys fight and annoy each other, but you're best friends.
Of course. But he's my
that?
best friend. He's
Yeah,
my best friend.
And it's been like
I
fucking
wouldn't
13
change that for
years.
nothing.
You guys are closer than ever. I can even see it through the internet. It's like
it'll be 12 years. It'll be 12 years this year.
So what's the secret? Can you tell us?
I mean, you're going to argue. That's a given. You gotta argue, because if you don't argue, then something the fuck wrong. And we argue about the dumbest shit. Like, your pillow is over there on this side. Move your fucking pillow. Oh no, you put the bed over here. The fan is not on me. So our shit is the dumbest argument. And my son be like, it's the dumbest argument. But it means something to us. We think that it's serious shit. Like, you move that pillow, that's some serious shit right there. But if somebody else hear us arguing over some goddamn pillow, they would think that we fucking crazy.
That's funny. Well, you guys laugh. I think that's the number one thing. You guys would talk on the phone. I always say he would call at the salon. You would just be talking away and laughing. And like, I think that's the key. You find humor in a lot of stuff.
And you have to find your best friend. Like, that's just the key. It has to be your best friend. Like he has to be that one person that you're going to talk about every fucking thing with. And he'll laugh. And we be stupid, and then we be like we're going to hell because we laugh about something that we should not be laughing about. You know, like if it's somebody with something, and then you start laughing, and you shouldn't be laughing, and then we just crying, laughing out of nowhere for off of the dumbest shit. You know, like some person came on TV yesterday, and the little boy, and he had like his teeth, and then Elijah just so happened to glance up and start cracking up laughing, and then he was like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna go to hell. Then it made me laugh because I was like, that's wrong. But then I start laughing because he fucking laughing, and then he goes and fart. Like, come on.
Oh, come on. That's funny. It is interesting. I wonder where that comes from, that reflex to like laugh at like awkward things, I guess. You know, like
I guess so.
Like sometimes I'll laugh at inappropriate times. Like I'll laugh when I'm actually in pain or upset or like or talking about something.
Nervousness. It's a nervousness that happens, but people don't get it. Like you're not laughing because, that person is hurt or, it's just a nervous laugh and you can't help it. But that's what we do in here. We're stupid as hell and we laugh off the dumbest shit. But that's what I'm saying, Colleen. You gotta get your best friend.
Best friend. Well, you know what? The universe has it lined up somewhere down there. Though I will say this marriage was sort of like that marriage. I had sort of semi-marriages before that. But it's like that relationship that I feel like ruins your idea of love for you. But I think I needed my idea of love ruined for me to find it in myself.
To find the real part, the real love. Because
one day
you thought that was like the real love, but the real love is out there. I'm telling you. Just because he done try to do the bad seed on you. Don't take that. No, don't take that. Just brush him off to the side.
Brush. I just feel like enjoying like not sharing my space or my life with anyone but my kids. So I don't know. We'll see one day.
Yes, but he'll come in. I'm telling you, he'll slip in and you won't even notice.
And you're going to say, told you so. You're going to message me.
I am. You're going to be like, he's so perfect. But, you're not going to get married super fast. Like, that's just not going to happen fast. He has to become your best friend first. He has to become your best friend first. Once he becomes your best friend, then that's when the shit happens.
Oh, Kenyetta, we should get you on a love line here.
Let me get somebody and get them hooked up with somebody. It ain't about the cuteness. It ain't about, all of that with the hair and all that mess. But
it's about the soul. It's about the laugh. And it's, again, you want to be around this person.
Yeah, you want to be around them 24/7. And he calls you and you just talk about nothing or you talk about your day. Is your bra bothering you? Your bra is bothering you?
Oh, yes. You know me. I'll start moving around. You know what I realized? The episode I dropped on Monday, I was chewing a cough drop Well, I like remembered while doing the interview, like, oh shit, I'm doing a cough drop. I'm like on microphone. I can't do that. And then I listened to it. I forgot to edit it out.
And it was all crunchy.
We're chewing a cough drop. I said, oh shit. It's the ADHD. I'm like talking. My bra was itchy and it was like getting stuck back there.
I couldn't concentrate because I see you all moving all around. I'm like, oh my God, what's going on with Colleen?
Look, it's like we're back at the salon again, right?
Yes.
Laughing all day.
Oh my God, I missed that. I really do. I was like, but I'm so proud of Liz and them.
I know. Me too.
They did a good job. They did a good job.
They did. It's beautiful. It really is.
And then Liz had her little baby. Oh my God.
He's cute. He is so cute.
I was like, see, you have to get away from the toxicness to achieve that.
A lot of times you do, because sometimes, a lot of times, things, places, whatever, people, places, things can be blocking your blessings.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I mean, I just feel blessed just to be here, period. All the shit that I done went through, I would not be here. I shouldn't be here, put it that way. Because then I had the cancer in the neck.
That's right. Oh my God.
So I think about all of that stuff. I'm like, shit, I done had like so many things happen to me and I'm still here and just still be like, ha ha ha, or
you're meant to spread your light. You're meant to spread that hope, that light with the world. They need that. We need that. That's why I wanted you on here to talk about all this.
I like that because, and Elijah always say, you can talk to any, I can talk to any fucking person. It does not matter. Yeah. I don't even know the person. And I'd be like, yeah, such and such for a long time, having a whole conversation with this random person from nowhere. I don't know who that person is, but I can talk to them for a very long time in the store, talking all for a very long time about God knows what. I done forgot what the hell it was. But I can talk to anybody.
Well, you know what? We talked the whole way through the end of that episode, which I told you it went fast, right?
Yes, it did.
So it was 50 minutes.
That's cool.
So at the end of each episode, I ask 3 questions, okay?
Okay.
So the first one is, if you were to go back to 15-year-old or a childhood Kenyetta, right? Wherever, 15, pregnant, whatever it is, what would you say to her? What would you say to little Kenyetta in those moments? What would she need?
I would say that you will, I mean, a lot of people always say this, but I would say that you will be all right. You're going to be the strongest person in the world, because at 15, I thought that I was not going to be anything. I thought that I couldn't do a lot of shit, because I had a kid. But I would tell her, you are going to be like the strongest person ever. Like, you think that you don't have that ability, but you have it in you. You will be the strongest person ever. I feel like I'm the strongest person.
Girl, you are. You are so strong. Everything.
But not in the sense of like, I can beat you. It's just the strongest person of just like holding and making sure people feel happy about themselves and making sure I feel, happy. I just want to stay happy, even though sometimes shit get on my nerves and you get down. But I always keep that smile. I have to, because without it, I would not be Kenyetta.
You would not be Kenyetta. I love Kenyetta. I love that smile. Now, what's the best piece of advice anyone's ever given you?
Let me see. I don't know. They just always used to say, the smile. I don't know. It's just like something about my smile. And the person always said, you just look like a pleasant person. And that's why I came up to talk to you. I just wanted to talk to you just because of the smile and the energy that I feel from you.
Well, you have that. You have that. It's totally contagious, warm, and welcoming.
Thank you.
You know it is. Now, what piece of advice do you want to leave with our listening audience?
Always keep a smile. Never let shit get you down. It will get you down, but just don't let it get you down because it's shit out here that's worse and people that have it way better than you. And if you have a home and a place to sleep and a place to eat,
wow,
that's the best thing ever.
Yeah, it is.
No other person has that. Homeless people don't have it. So you have the best thing ever. A place to sleep, a place to eat, and a place to wash your ass.
It's true. And there, right there, ladies, gentlemen, everyone, that is the truth, because that is the key to happiness also, is practicing gratitude, staying in gratitude, being grateful for what you have is the key. Thank you, Kenyetta. This has been an amazing episode. It feels like we were back at the salon.
I know, right?
She was always that person that would always just give me the pep talk. She would also keep it real with me when I'd be crying over stupid shit. And, we would just laugh, and we cried together, for real cried, and we laughed together. And she is just so good to see her face. And when this all crazy ends, we need to get together in real life. But thank you for an amazing episode. I love you dearly. Thank you, everyone, for listening.
I love you too, Kyle.
I love you more. Thank you, everyone, for listening. If you have a question or want to reach out, please reach me, the Hair Healer Podcast at yahoo.com, or on Instagram at the Hair Healer 1111. Thank you, everyone. Love you and have a good night.